AGN would like to thank our sponsor, Wirecast. Wirecast software lets you produce professional-looking live events with just a camera, an internet connection, and a computer. Stream or record live internet shows, broadcast breaking news or sporting events, stream live concerts, transmit church services, corporate meetings, lectures, and much more. Wirecast, your webcasting presentation solution.
Welcome to Auraxis Global Network, the premier voice of objective reporting, covering the events that affect your world, your life, and your PlanetSide 2 news and information. We cover what it means to be a PlanetSide 2 fan. You love the game, you will love the AGN. We are your #1 source of all things PlanetSide 2, featuring spot-on and up-to-date updates. Yes, we said up-to-date updates that will promise to whet your appetite for PlanetSide 2 news. Will you find cutting-edge information as well as breaking news screenshots on AGN? Does a pole dancer have thighs that can crush your head? Yes! And now, introducing your distinguished hosts, your friends and fellow PlanetSide 2 groupies, Hammer and Marsman.
Hello everyone, this is Hammer here on the Auraxis Global Network. Joining you for Community Night, July 2012. Joined here by Jenny Boo. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. Be keeping an eye on IRC, and I'm also watching the Twitch channel. If you guys have any shout-outs in the IRC AGN channel, you can do !S and !Q for questions. I can't make any promises. We'll try to get to them all.
Yes, indeed. We'll. I'm sure we'll get quite a few of them. So, definitely be patient with that. We definitely don't get to all of them. So, anyway, as I said, I'm Hammer. Welcome to our new AGN studio here. We've got a whole room dedicated in our new house to the Auraxis Global Network and PlanetSide Universe. And this is it right here. You can see all the fancy PlanetSide 2 stuff and PlanetSide 1 stuff.
Why don't you show them the wide shot?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot I had that set up. So this
and you can show them the sweet setup.
This is why Jenny Boo is around, to keep me on track to what's going on. So you can see our new wide shot here. This is our crazy setup. There's a lot of wires running everywhere, and if you've been paying attention on Twitter, you'd notice that we also had quite a few power issues before we got started here today. We have multiple extension cords running out the door over there. It's been an interesting afternoon. Anyway, we want to touch on a couple things here before we get started. We're going to have Matt here joining us here in just a couple minutes. I just wanted to talk about Marsman here real quick. I just wanted to let everybody know that he's actually he's stepped down as a PSU co-admin and co-admin of the Auraxis Global Network. He has to take some time to kind of take care of some real-life issues. And so we definitely wish him the best. We'll miss his voice here on the Auraxis Global Network.
As will everyone else.
As will, I'm sure, everyone else will definitely miss his voice. The man has the pipes.
We hope to see him back in the future.
Indeed, definitely, for sure. We still have a seat for him and a microphone and a camera. So, if he ever decides that he does want to come back, we'll still be here for him. I just want to let everybody know that. I'm sure that the second I came on here, everybody noticed that Mars's voice isn't around.
They noticed you skipped right to me and not to Marsman.
Right, exactly. You just saw my mug and not his. So, like I said, we definitely wish him the best of luck on his issues he's got to take care of, and there'll be a seat open for him if he chooses to return. Okay, one of the other things that I wanted to touch on just very quickly before we get to Matt was our site traffic. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have noticed that things have been rather crazy. We've had some downtime and some slowness the past couple weeks. I think we've got a pretty good handle on it now. But there's a lot going on, and I am just one man. I kind of operate the servers and everything, while Griffin, who's probably watching right now, hi Griffin, kind of handles the coding and stuff on the back end, helps me kind of troubleshoot and optimize the site. But we've had, as of a couple days ago, we had over 3.1 million page views of PlanetSide Universe since July 1st. So you can get an idea of how busy we've been and how much work we've had to do to kind of keep up with that traffic. We've had a lot going on, and it only gets busier. And I just want to thank the community for coming by and choosing PlanetSide Universe as their place to hang out. We appreciate each and every one of you that are there, and we have a great time administering the site. And we've had a lot of awesome times. It's been an awesome ride the past year or so since, actually just about a year since PlanetSide 2 was announced, or just over a year, somewhere around there. But I digress. I will stop. I will stop my yapping. Nobody tunes in to just see me sit here and talk. We're going to have Matt Higby
They're all
here,
waiting for him.
and we're also going to have after Matt, we're going to have some community discussion. We've got a bunch of people on the broadcast as well. So we've got a lot to talk about, and we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll dive right into it. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute Matt so that he can actually talk when I introduce him. So, as I said, we have Matt Higby, creative director for PlanetSide 2 here on the show tonight. Matt, let's go ahead and say hello. Nope, I'm not hearing you. I think you disabled your sound. I don't think it's me this time.
I'm just fucking with you.
Ah, damn it, I do it. Foiled. Anyway, we got
Everybody
Matt
was
here.
getting upset in the Twitch channel.
Matt, always trying to keep me on my toes around here. Welcome.
How's it going, man?
It's going good.
The new AGN room. You guys did a pretty good job with that.
Thank you. Welcome to the show again. It's been a few months since we've had you on.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you on again. And
Exciting times.
Yeah, we get some exciting times coming up for everyone.
Then the last time I was on, I think it was the last time, maybe it was the time before last, I made the haircut promise.
Yeah, it was in July. I can't remember if we've had you on since July or not. Maybe not.
It was January or
Oh,
February.
I'm sorry, January. Why did I say July? That's this month.
Was the office walkthrough after the promise or before?
That was before
That was the
the.
first time we were on, I think.
Yeah, that was.
Who can keep track?
Sorry about that, guys. I blank screened everybody out there for a second while I was trying to find the correct shot. And there's the correct shot with all of us. Sorry, guys. Made some configuration changes since Mars was on last. I had to change around a lot of our shots, so my muscle memory is kind of gone. Anyway,
I'm glad I wasn't at that event because I did not want to cut my hair.
Yes, if I did end up having to stay, I probably would have come home with some crazy haircut, and then Jen would have killed me.
Yeah, and then I would have killed Higby.
Did you see Carson with his crazy haircut?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did. That was
The
a
friar
little,
tuck.
That was a little scary what he had going on there for sure.
Carson, come show him your new haircut, man. He's got it like.
I heard he shaved
out
it.
of my office. I actually see from here that he's watching the AGN at this very moment.
Oh, nice.
Here he comes to come show his new
you
look.
could be on the AGN.
And he's about to be.
Blushing already. There he is.
Oh, there we go.
Gentlemen.
Okay.
What's the
And yes,
beard?
everyone, Higby is in his office.
Show him the close-up.
Nice.
Your close-up. Look at that.
Okay, that's less scary than the other one was.
Doesn't look like a crazy murderer anymore. Poor guy. Oh, there's all kinds of people lined up. Everybody wants to come say hi.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Awesome.
Come say hi. These are some more haircut victims. It seems like everybody's a haircut victim. Here we go. All the dedicated people. Put it up. I cleaned off my couch. I cleaned all the dog hair off my couch specifically so people could come in and not get covered in cheese.
We can actually sit here now.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was a nightmare before. So these are a couple of our coders who are here working diligently. It's Tom and James. These guys never go home. This is home.
Yes, exactly.
He's like, what?
It's like home with free Red Bull. Yeah, and coffee. And coffee. And Chipotle. Ooh, that was good. What more could you ask for?
I love Chipotle.
In these like 95-degree San Diego days, it's nice having places with air conditioning.
I just got a text from your mom Hamma's mom saying that she preferred Higby with hair.
Oh, man.
She's got kind of a little crush on Higby. But who doesn't?
That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to go back for...
yeah, so we had the awesome haircut event a couple days ago. It looks like you guys had an awesome turnout for that as well. I get some pictures from the various events over the past couple days that are showing on the screen right now, but looks like you guys had an awesome turnout.
There's Tom pre faux hawk. Oh, that's terrifying.
I love when he's like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, he actually went back through and watched the whole stream, and he was like, yeah, I heard the exact moment that you said that you just signed me up for the world's worst haircut.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
He was furious about it.
Oh.
Furious. Oh, this is from yesterday.
Yep, we've got some mixed in. We've got some haircut and some of yesterday as well, which it looks like you guys had a pretty awesome turnout there. I saw some people went for like 4 or 5 30-minute play sessions, so they must have just waited in line for hours on end.
Yeah, so a lot of people were going outside and waiting for an hour or 2 hours, something like that, and then coming back in, which was cool. It was really hot out there, so I mean, we were trying to hand out water and stuff, but man, it takes dedication.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody was saying that it felt like they sat down and got to play for 30 seconds. And then they got told it was 30 minutes and it's time to go.
I can vouch for that. That is exactly how it feels for sure. It's like, wait, what? It's time to go? Oh.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's been a lot of good feedback out there in the forums of folks that have been
you might want to fill
so.
people in that are watching that maybe not know about what the community event was about on Friday.
I suppose I can. I would assume everybody knew, but
we're reminiscing, and everybody's probably like, "What
the hell are they talking about?" We had SOE had an awesome community event out at their studios yesterday, where they invited in members of the community to kind of come in and check out PlanetSide 2 for I guess 30-minute play sessions. And we actually have someone on the show tonight after our interview that actually played the game yesterday, and so he's going to give us his thoughts and everything on the game. So should be an interesting show.
Right? You got is Cryosen going on too?
Is who?
Is Cryosen going on too?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
That's not a name that sounds familiar.
We got one at least.
We have Sardis. He's going to be on the show tonight. So.
Right on. I thought he said that he was wondering what he could talk about on the show. But maybe he was just talking about talking in IRC.
Yeah. But all right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started on the interview questions here.
Right on.
And kind of jump down the list and see what we get here. Let me go ahead and jump up to another screen here where we can see everybody in their glory. And let's go ahead and get started. Now, these questions were all submitted by the community. Some of them were added in after the fact as I started to see things kind of become popular on the forums. We kind of went in and added some additional questions. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So one of the first questions is, can spawn tubes, weapon terminals, and vehicle terminals be destroyed or disabled? And we have silence.
Hold on, we're discussing. We're weighing the options.
Oh, okay, all right, that's cool. It's the first time we've had actual like a little meeting going on about our questions. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to make sure that we have the capability to do it. You know, it's always good to check with the coders before you commit to doing something. Because,
absolutely.
You know, I'm an idiot. I have no idea. It's important to actually get confirmation first. So the answer is yeah, probably. So what we're doing right now is we're adding a lot of secondary base mechanics into the way the bases flow. So you'll have things like shields on the big vehicle bay doors, and being able to blow up those shields will mean taking out generators that are either within the base courtyard or maybe out in some of the outlying outposts. And then there'll also be generators to blow up the spawn tubes, so you can actually take out the you destroy a specific generator that takes out the spawn tube functionality. That way you end up having a little bit of structure as you're fighting through the bases, instead of it just being kind of like a circular. Somebody earlier today was saying that it was like Ring Around the Rosie. We're putting some more structured elements to kind of give the bases a little bit more flow, and those will include having generators that you can blow up that disable those kind of things. Also disabling turrets, disabling vehicle pads, all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hammer the bot is down, so I won't be getting any questions from AGN.
What did you do to it?
I don't know. The bot just quit the channel.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, damn bots. You can never trust them.
He rage quit at 7:08.
Oh, okay. Well, we will look into that later. Awesome.
I'll try to catch your questions in channel, guys.
Cool. All right. So you mentioned generators. Is there going to be any type of fuel or anything for generators, or are they just going to kind of be forever operating? How does that work?
I mean, right now they don't have any fuel, but there's a lot of people who really like the AMP functionality and having NTU silos and that kind of stuff from the original PlanetSide. So it might be something that we think about adding in a little bit later on. Mm-hmm. So much of what we're doing right now is really going to be based on getting feedback from folks once we get people into beta, figure out what works, what doesn't work, what we can do to make the base flows be more exciting, but not necessarily like more daunting in terms of being able to figure it out, not having it be overcomplicated, but still having it have all kinds of different strategic options. So it's something we're leaving the door open for.
Okay. Awesome.
Right? Fine. Okay.
Just want to make sure.
He's occasionally right.
Occasionally.
Sometimes you guys are probably watching the interview and you're like, wait, what? What did he just say? Oh.
He just promised something we can't do.
Yeah.
All right, so there's been one of the things that's actually come up quite a bit, not only recently but over the past year.
It's a hot topic.
It's definitely a hot topic. There's been dual monitors. Everybody wants dual monitors. They want to show a map on one screen. They want to fight on the other. Do you guys have any plans for multiple monitor setups or after release or whatever?
I mean, right now you can support dual monitors just fine. You can stretch the game into whatever kind of resolution you want. It's really just up to your video card being able to handle those type of resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Tom is one of our main graphics programmer guys, so he could probably give you the straight dope on multiple monitors and what we support in terms of. I mean, you have a Crossfire box in your office, right?
I do.
For testing that kind of stuff.
Things we're testing with, yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest issue you have is trying to go from full screen back into something else. That's kind of the biggest issue. A lot of people try and do, full screen takes, I don't know, a couple of seconds for DirectX to do its magic and switching it out. So the big thing you have to worry about is going to a full screen window, which is still just like a window. So it's not really getting any frame rate benefit.
Right. But we do support, this is another question we get all the time, is we do support the borderless windowed mode right now, things like that people want to be able to do things like doing webcasts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we have that option in the menu to be able to use.
Yeah. Just like VSync, we have VSync options. People don't always like it because it causes problems. But
Right.
it's all to what you want to do, customizable.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that we're spending a lot of time on is trying to give as many different varied options as possible so people can set up their configuration exactly the way they want. Like old school PC games, right? Not like remember that? That used to be great.
The good old days. So what about like native support for being able to look at like a map on another screen and then be fighting on another screen so that you can always have your map open and be looking at it? Is that something that would be in the plans for the future? Or?
I mean, that would be a little bit tougher for us to do
Right.
In terms of being able to just have our full screen UI windows up. That would be a lot more challenging. Just being able to span the game across multiple windows and then potentially being able to scale your HUD elements so that you took your mini map and scaled it up so it was really large on one of your monitors. You could do that easier.
But the app should take care of that if you've got
Right, you can just have your iPad set up right next to your computer, right?
That's
Problem
exactly
solved.
right. Yeah, as we have that awesome little second screen app that you can use to be able to see all sorts of cool tactical information, and
Right.
it's really set up to be real time, so commanders can see things like troop movements and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. And this guy in channel
guy.
Trident in channel asked if we can expect a Gamescon in Germany. He's asked it like 4 times.
Oh yeah, we're going.
Yeah, they're there.
We are going. We will be there.
Awesome.
I am not going to go there if Basty's there.
I am not ignoring you.
Basti is going to be there.
Just Galaxy crashed into the office.
Nice. All right. So the next question is, you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but it does come up quite a bit, so we'll go ahead and ask it again. Will the UI have mod support?
Oh, will the UI have mod support? Well,
yeah.
It's not going to have mod support in probably the way that people are asking, like having the ability to go download some new UI mod. But we're building it to be really customizable, so you'll be able to move the windows around, you'll be able to scale them. Some people have asked about things like, I want to be able to turn off the HUD indicators, or maybe I want to be able to lock them to my screen so they always kind of float around the edge of my screen. Those are things that we're going to be putting in as UI options so that you'll be able to toggle those pieces. But having an actual moddable UI where you can go to PlanetSideUniverse.com and download your UI mods is not something that we're planning on having in at launch, at least.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
Trying to be sure.
Right, sure? Yep. No. Oh. All right. Okay. So will voice macros be making a return?
Right now we have voice macros. We have a pretty limited set of voice macros. I keep hearing over and over again that people want to do like the more deep,
like mana turret.
the VVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, your best is my worst. And
Help.
It's not good, but it happens.
Yeah.
Incoming max units.
Yes, incoming max units.
Yeah. No, I think that that's cool, and I really like the idea of having the original voices can make a comeback too, so people can get their original PlanetSide voice and use those voice macros. So it's something that we'll look into adding as a new kind of feature in the UI instead of having the light version that we have right now. I think
it
it's
will
cool.
be a purchasable, like, changes all your voice macros to the old school macros.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can different voice macros.
I could
That
see
would be
people
cool.
paying for
Hey,
that.
What you need to do is go back in the original PlanetSide. I don't know, you probably never heard it, but back in the day when the original PlanetSide was being developed, Dave Georgeson did all the voices.
Oh, really?
Like before they had finished them, so it's his voice doing like incoming max units. I actually still have incoming max units on a file somewhere. It's actually kind of funny. It's Dave being like incoming max units. It's pretty funny.
For T-Ray's voice too.
Yeah.
I'll have to pull that out sometime for a
Yeah, I
show.
gotta break that out. I do have it on my other computer over here somewhere, but I'm not hooked up to the audio. So, last thing I need to do is
ever more comical than having stubbed in dev team voices.
right.
Stubbed in dev team voice. What up, Lenny? Come on in. Lay across the party couch.
Nice.
It is free of dog hair. Oh my god.
Yeah, those of you who you guys didn't get to see the pre-show when we were kind of setting everything up, Matt was collecting a large variety of dog hair off of his couch. So
I need the wider camera thing, kind of
Yeah.
like you have. Let me see if I can kind of squeeze everybody in there.
it's pretty close. You need like a fisheye camera.
You have to lean forward. What'd you do to my Nerf chain gun? Flag, dude, can you get anything accomplished without breaking stuff?
Nice.
How does this work? How does it work? You're fired. Get out of here.
Let's just
Nerf guns live with Clegg. All right. So this next one's a long one. I'll do my best not to fumble it up while I'm asking the question. I
All right.
can't make any promises though.
All right, let's do it.
So with what we know about the current certification system, it'll allow players to obtain every certification possible after a period of time. Do you worry about having too many options available to veteran players who will ultimately end up harming game balance between new players and veterans later on in the game's lifespan?
Yeah, Clegg, you're gonna break my blinds. What you're gonna do? You try messing with that thing. What's up, Rich? Come on in, man. We got plenty of room.
You need effects art too. Yeah.
This is Rich Silver, one of our main effects artists. If you like the explosions and bullets, that's
Awesome.
the guy to thank. There you are. You're in. You're in the glare. Oh, great. Now it's too dark.
No, it's fine. We can see you fine.
What are we going to do? Okay, now it's kind of auto-adjusting. Perfect. Okay, so the question was, are we worried about the balance if veterans can unlock every single certification?
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah. Not really, because all of our stuff is designed to sort of be different roles to each other and different side grades to each other, like we've talked about a lot. So really what you're doing is you're unlocking a specific role and kind of getting the most out of it. Like the biggest, I guess, a microcosm of this would be thinking about like a particular carbine rifle. You get that carbine rifle, and then you get to use certifications to unlock different attachments for it, unlock different ammo types for it, things like that. If you decide you're putting the armor-piercing ammo and a red dot sight and a silencer on it, it's not any better than the carbine rifle was before. It's just more specialized at doing certain things. So unlocking every single certification just means that you're going to have access to do every single thing, not that you're going to be broken in terms of your overall power. So I'm not terribly worried about that. I think that it's just going to mean that veterans are going to be able to just jump in and be able to handle lots of different situations and take part in lots of different activities. Very similar to how it is in PlanetSide 1, except that because we have the class system and because things are sort of bucketed a little bit differently, you're not going to be able to pick and choose the most powerful parts of multiple different certifications and use them all at once. If you're a light assault, you're going to be able to do all the different things that light assault can do, but you're not going to be able to heal and cloak on top of that, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that is very similar to how PlanetSide 1 works.
Is me? I don't know. We're level designers. We don't know anything.
Certifications? How do they work? I don't know.
What?
All right. So what sorts of metagames do you guys have planned for veterans rather than fighting over the same base day in and day out, which is kind of an old school PlanetSide? Ultimately, that's what you were doing all day long.
I think one of the main things that we're doing is the territory control system that we're building is making it so that those fights are going to be a lot more fresh.
Right.
In PlanetSide 1, you fight from one base to the other, and that's basically the only fight that you have that involves those two bases, right? You have one base that goes to this one, and then this one connects to this one, or maybe two, and you end up fighting in between those exact same lanes all the time. With the territory control system that we have, you can kind of branch out, you can flank, you can cut off resources, and then when people kind of cut back to try to defend those resource points, you can come and capture the base you actually want to capture. So it's much more dynamic. In terms of overall metagame, I mean, we'll absolutely be adding things like different types of events that you can partake in that may have different kinds of specific functionality that might be like a one-off type of event. I know there's some consternation when we actually turn those type of events on PlanetSide Live because they pull people away from the gameplay that everybody else is trying to do. But they do add some different gameplay. They'd change things up a little bit, allow people to kind of have a different experience for a night or whatever. So those type of little live events, especially around holidays or specific types of weekends, if they're pre-planned, I think are really cool, and they're something that we always really like putting in the game.
Cool.
Everybody who is asking about tech test and beta, you're not going to get an answer. So stop asking.
Stop asking questions.
I'm sorry, guys. We need to continue
Yes.
on our list here. You will not be getting an answer. Beta will happen when it happens.
Well, you never know. Maybe Matt will just go and all of a sudden just send an email just straight out to somebody to invite them. I mean, we never know what's going to happen on the show, right? I mean, anything's possible.
It's very predictable. Everything's so predictable.
All right. So the next question has to do with the iPad app.
I'm going to let Clegg answer it.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Awesome.
We'll see how it goes.
iPad app, I got this.
You know it?
Yeah.
You know it, Adam?
Fire away.
All right.
All right. So the map allows, or the app allows for recon of the maps, and it allows. Well, hold on. This is.
It even allows.
I really should have worded these better, I suppose, before I started asking them. Right? You know, planning ahead is always a good thing to do. So it allows recon of maps, and are there any countermeasures being planned that you could jam or distort the iPad app?
Ooh,
Go.
that would be pretty sweet. I don't think there's anything like that right now for the pipeline. Basically, those guys are just trying to make it work for launch. Definitely trying to get it on the Android and the iOS. But basically, the basic functionality that you see right there is what they're trying to do. It doesn't mean that they can't add things later. Those are the type of suggestions that they'd probably love to hear.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
The app, is it available only on the Apple devices, or is it
Nope.
going to be available?
So they said at E3 they were telling us that they were definitely trying to get it for Android.
They are. They're going to have it on Android at launch.
There you guys go.
But the other thing about it is all of this stuff is based on the wall of data stuff that we're building too.
Mhm.
So data that's going to be available to the Android app and the iOS app that we're building. Actually, we're not building it. There's a company called AppBurst that's building it. We're just working with that company to get it made and get all the functionality made for it. But all the stuff that makes that thing work is all stuff that you guys are going to have access to being able to make your own apps. So
Right.
people who are asking about Windows Phone and like the 3 people who still have a BlackBerry, you know, you guys are going to be able to make your own app at some point.
All the government employees still have Blackberries.
Yeah, right. Good.
That's what they tell you.
So 10. All right.
As low as like not on here as possible. There we go. And they're bright. It's too
All
bright.
right.
You're on number 9.
It looks
Hannah.
fine. She seems to think that I'm not paying attention
Yeah.
to what's happening. I know everything.
He's
that's
only
going
doing
on.
100 things while he's talking to everybody.
I know everything that's happening right now. Everything.
Hammond knows all.
Not really.
Mac,
Where's the app?
do you got the app?
I don't have the app. Where's the app?
Dude, you got to get the app.
I downloaded now.
There's an app for that.
There's a sweet PlanetSide 2 app. You can like look at the maps. and
Nice.
stuff.
I
You like learn a lot about the
I
game.
know.
All right. So the next one
app,
here.
Manny.
Let's see here. What did you say I was on?
9.
Oh, number 9. I'm just kidding.
See, you still pay attention.
He's such
I'm just
he's
kidding.
such a troll.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm
He's
trolling.
trolling.
I'm trolling. Everybody hating. All right. So the next question is, Camo is a nice advantage to have when environments that help you blend in, or in environments that help you blend in better. Are these specific to the cast shop, or can you also obtain them through side grades or resources?
Right now, because they are just a purely cosmetic item, they're one of the very few items in the game that are available exclusively from the cast shop.
Okay.
I just got a tweet. You guys might be interested in this tweet I just received. I'm going to retweet it right now.
I
It's a
think I
tweet
know.
From John Smedley that says, "Tech test starts at 6 p.m. tonight. Invite emails are being sent now."
All right, everybody. That's it for the AGN. We'll catch you.
Server up. Go check the server.
Refresh the server. Server.
Yep.
What's everybody running out? Everybody's running out of the room.
Just gone.
Believe me, I knew it. Someone was
Oh,
spamming
that's
it in
classic.
the AGN channel like 100 times.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Oh,
Like, whatever. It's fine.
Well, there you go, everybody. You got your answer to the tech test question.
AGN delivers.
indeed, we deliver. All right. So a few weeks back, we heard bombing was coming back to the Liberator, but it was later described as rockets. So a little bit of background on this. I don't even remember who tweeted, but somebody tweeted that the classic bombs were back, and then somebody said otherwise. And so I guess the real question is, what is the Liberator? Does it have, are there going to be kind of classic style bombs coming back to it, or is it just going to be straight up turret?
You know, I want to add bombs. I do like the original bombs, and I like a lot of the indirect kind of gameplay. So I hope that we add them. I don't know exactly 100% if we have the functionality nailed for it. I know it was something that we were trying to prototype around with. A lot of people saw it, one of our descriptions for the item that was part of the prototyping process at E3.
Okay.
So I hope that we do end up adding bombs back, but a lot of it's just up to whether or not we get the functionality working for it or not.
Okay.
Sanchez isn't coming in here.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way in 100 years. He's like, yeah, there's no way. He's like, He refuses to be involved. He doesn't. He sees how terrible it is once you start getting suckered into doing the marketing and community related stuff. You're trapped. And he's like, no, I'm staying at my desk.
He locks the door.
That's right. I'm never going on that shit.
Nice. All right, let's see here. So, folks always are asking about water. You know, we don't see a lot of water in any of the playable areas. So, is it something that you guys have any plans to add?
I would send all your complaints about the lack of water to Adam Clegg and Lenny Gulo. I always ask them, I'm like, dude, can we put some water in these maps? And they're like, no, levels with water aren't fun. We shouldn't put water. No, the truth is making really, really excellent water takes a really, really long time. And right now, we have water in our engine, but we want to spend more time making water cooler and putting swimming in, those sort of things.
Right.
So once we have water that we feel is really like the AAA quality like the rest of the Forge Light engine delivers, then we'll be putting more water as map features within the map. And our current continents that we have right now are designed as water as sort of a natural barrier on the outside of the map, rather than something that's a gameplay space that you either play on either side of or within.
Right. Okay.
But it's something that we're going to add. We're absolutely going to have water. We're going to have maps that are more water oriented. So have no fear. Water is coming soon.
Hear that, Lenny? Redesign.
Clegg, I want my water.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. I want to be able to get a drink while I'm playing in game.
Give us the water.
All right, so the next one kind of goes hand in hand with that. A lot of people have seen the out of bounds markers showing up recently, and in PlanetSide 1, a lot of people would fly offshore and fly kind of around to get to a base from another direction. Do you guys have any plans on extending the out of bounds areas to go further offshore?
I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of think we ought to be honest. I think it would be a lot better if we pulled them out by a couple hexes.
Yesterday during all the players that were testing or playing, it was too tight. Because the boundary is set immediately outside of the last region. So there's no neutral space.
Exactly.
There's no
right. And people were saying that it would be cool. It wouldn't be contestable space, but it would be non-out of bounds space that you could use, and we could kind of have that float out a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's going to be like a gray region outside.
I think we should do that. If we can, I think we should do it.
Yeah, there's a spot on the map on the bottom left corner where you see the warp gate, and people just fly their galaxies straight up to Havar.
Yeah.
But there's out of bounds right there. And
I know. Yeah, I was just talking to Lenny about that earlier today. We need to actually rotate all of the galaxy spawn points, because right now you pull a galaxy and it faces you immediately outward. We need to rotate all of our warp gates so that all the vehicle spawners are facing inward towards the continent.
Yeah.
So we need to do that. And I don't know if you did it today. We could do it today. We just can't get it up on the today. You'll do it. You'll do it today.
He did it already.
You will do it today. It will be done today. Damn it.
You will get it done.
Hey.
Get out of this office and get that done.
Hey, Hamma, I could put Clegg on the spot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Like I did to Higby last year.
Oh, no.
Don't cut your hair until more water's in the game.
Don't cut your hair until more water's in the game.
I'm just kidding, Clegg. I'm just kidding.
No, she's not.
There's no way, because
I don't care. Grow it out, dude. I want to see that massive Jufro. Like, do you throw that out like that when you do it?
Actually, yeah, if it grows out all the way, like this can go up like really high, and this could just like throw out. Like it already is.
Dude, see, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. That's
Can't
awesome.
see yet. There's a delay.
Awesome.
I love putting people on the spot.
Oh man, he's fixing his hair on the video. Jen can't actually see the video that's
I
happening.
can see the Twitch stream, but it's delayed.
She gets a little delay on it. We need another monitor in here that's up on the wall so she can see everything that's happening. I need a PSU budget stat so I can add a TV on the wall
Yeah, no kidding.
right now. Anyway, moving right along.
So there was no answer to that question. No, I'm just. Let's continue. Let's continue.
He agrees. He agrees. He won't cut his hair.
Nice.
He's shaking his head no.
Oh, somebody asked real quick, while just going back to the iPad app, is that planned on being available during beta so that we can start getting our hands on it, or is it going to be after?
I hope so. I hope so. I'm not sure exactly what the status is of the iPad app. I can look into it and let you guys know exactly what it is. I hope that it is something that you guys can start playing with during beta.
Cool. All right.
Is it going to be free, or are we going to? Is it an app pay app? Have you guys decided?
I don't think that we've decided 100% yet.
Cool.
I'd pay for it.
I'd pay
Would
$20 for it.
I would. I think if we put a poll up on
most people would.
PSU,
Oh, yeah.
people would pay for it.
Oh, no question. No question.
Cool. That's good to know.
All right. Let's see. So we've seen a lot, or we haven't seen a lot. Can you talk about the different base mechanics
Fuzzy.
aside from hack and
Fuzzy
hold?
now. What's going on? It's all fuzzy.
You've got your autofocus on, doing all sorts of fancy things.
Come on, autofocus. Stupid webcam.
Yeah, those are
There
you go.
all those auto features we disable on our webcams, so that it doesn't start, kind of, because it'll just randomly start focusing, and there's really no reason for it.
I see people talking about the app.
Anyway.
Go start a poll.
We can.
I'm sure SOE would like to hear the feedback.
The only person that can start a poll right now is moderators and me on PSU, because everybody was creating polls, so I turned them off.
Maybe we'll do one later.
I'm evil.
Take that, democracy. In typical TR, dude. Yeah, don't let people voice their opinions in an open forum, huh? Yeah, I see how it goes. Yeah.
Says
Perfect.
the person that almost made the site explode the other day.
Yeah.
I thought say, hey, I'm just trying to evoke conversation and let everybody have a fair say. I'm not trying to throw the draconian hand of suppression down on the entire user base like the TR moderators are.
That's how I roll.
Perfect.
That's how I roll.
We have diversity on the staff.
Everybody had a question. Everybody who had a question would create a poll about it. It was getting out of control. It was crazy. What was the question we just asked? Did I ask a question or did I not? Oh, are there any different base capture mechanics aside from the standard hack and hold that we've seen in all the videos and demos and stuff?
Go.
What was the question?
Oh, come on.
They want to know about more than one base capture. Do we have more than one
Base capture mechanics. What other sort of base capture mechanics do we have?
Well, right now we're looking into all kinds of different stuff. We already have like the Conquest style map. We have a King of the Hill.
King of the
We're also
Hill.
looking
How does
into-
King of the Hill work?
King of the Hill is very much similar to like how Flag works in the Battlefield games, where
So, like, you stand in proximity.
Yeah, and then when you're in proximity, then you start gaining, progression towards capturing that point.
Does it, it speeds up if there's more people there or slows down?
Absolutely. The more people you have there, the faster it is. We have that right now on beta, so a lot of the small outposts are out in the wilderness.
So people are patching, and they're going to go find that out. Like in 15 minutes, people are going to be on it.
Go for it, man. If you want to capture some of those regions, man, you want to do it because they give you influence towards the adjacent regions.
Yeah.
Faster capture.
Cool.
So, and we are looking into more additional ways, like such as capture the flag, different things that we can do in other games.
What was that?
That was our Bowmaster.
That was a bait.
He's lost it.
Yeah,
He's officially lost it.
he just walked around.
He probably saw the tweet from Smed.
Yeah, no, he was just like, he was probably working on something. He's like, oh, we're going live. Yeah.
Next thing we're going to see is him outside your window, running around,
Right.
which would be entertaining.
Jumping around like Tigger out there. And you're almost up to 1,000 people watching the AGN right now.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
This is cool.
And we have more questions, too.
Yes, we
Way
do.
more questions. Oh, maybe not way more.
And we
but
have the
some.
panel. They're probably like, we want our.
Yeah,
we
the
wanna
panel's
talk.
the panel's all waiting to get
You
in.
can
Well,
wait. People want to
yeah.
see Higby
We'll-
and
we'll-
everybody in here.
We'll actually probably extend the show a little bit tonight so that we can actually get some good community discussion, because there's going to be a lot to talk about after this.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I love watching. I like watching AGN.
Awesome.
You're just lucky T-Ray
We
isn't
need to
there.
do it more
'cause
often.
You're lucky if,
He was here.
if T-Ray came in, nothing would get done.
Everybody's going to look.
In the parking lot. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's here. You got a nice picture of my butt, though, while I was looking out the window like that.
Yeah, live from SOE, Matt's butt.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
I took a screenshot of that. I'm sending it to your mom, Hammer.
Position. This
My
is
mo-
the position that the community wants the developers to be in.
So on the forums, there's been a lot of talk about the territory system and how it will eventually people theorize it will eventually drive everybody into the center of the map, and so that everybody will be fighting over kind of the same pieces of territory, every night of the week.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any ways or any plans on kind of spreading out the battle a little bit more?
Totally. We're building a system right now that we're tentatively calling the Empire Priority System. It basically gives, look at all these people are walking around, laughing and smiling. And I didn't see any champagne bottles yet.
Yeah, wait till the server goes down. They won't be laughing.
Oh, he jinxed it.
Terrible.
Wait till I get a hold of the servers.
Terrible. Yeah, if Clegg gets on there, it'll probably crash. I don't even remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
The Empire. What did he call it? The Empire.
Everything
something or
being
other
driven
system?
to the center.
Yeah, everything being driven.
So
Okay.
the Empire Priority System
Yes.
that we're building right now.
Empire Priority.
That's it's not going to be there for the most initial phases of beta, but we're going to be adding it in later. And what it more or less does is it lets you know what targets, and by targets I mean territories and bases to capture, are considered the highest priority for your empire. And it's based on a lot of different things, like what resources you guys have, what resources you don't have, where strategically you can attack to deny resources to your enemy, that sort of stuff. And so that'll kind of display the way I'm seeing it display, and it's not done yet, so you got to kind of imagine with me, but the way that we're sort of seeing it display is sort of like a heat map that you see. You guys have seen our map and you've seen the overlay that shows what the territory control. So you can kind of imagine seeing that as a heat map instead, where each region is sort of displayed either red or yellow or orange or green. And the red ones are ones that are the high priority targets that your empire really wants you to capture. And if you go and fight over those regions, you get some bonus to the amount of resources that you earn or the amount of experience that you earn. And we're going to have to play around. What's up, Dante? How's it going, buddy? Hey, Dante.
Another one of our.
That's like the cutest dog ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
What's up, Dante? Hey, buddy.
It's all
Nice.
part of the scripted AGN plan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
This is
No, I actually have that written in here. It says,
walking around all the time.
He's like fully grown, but he looks like a puppy. I just
Yeah.
want to like squish his
Awesome.
little face right in. I love animals.
indeed.
He's 3 or 4 years old.
He ran away when I said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he took off. He's just sitting outside my office giving me the evil eye.
nice.
He and Chiyu are funny because Chiyu has a blue collar and an NC tag, and he has a purple collar and a Vanu tag. So our dogs are very much the mascots for our empires around here.
Awesome.
No dog fights in the office, I hope.
Hey, come here, buddy. Dante. All right, he's not coming.
Nice.
So we'll display that kind of thing as a heat map, be able to see that you get a bonus if you go fight over those areas. And those will sort of push people out and keep it from being that repetitive fight, because the other thing that we can do is sort of insert on our own. If there's too much load in a particular area, we can create a high priority target somewhere else to sort of shove people over to go fight in a different area. And then you'll be able to have things like even maybe priority level targets that are based on your outfit. These are all kinds of things that we were talking about adding, and we'll see exactly which ones end up working out and which ones we'll be adding.
All right. Awesome. Well, hopefully that'll ease some fears in the community. We'll see. There'll be some discussion on that, I'm sure, after the show or during the community discussion.
Yeah.
All right. So next question is related to HA weapons. We know they're not in the game yet, but how are they coming along? When can we expect to see them?
Well, we're finishing up the art form right now. Is this what Dante was after? Was my column?
You skipped 15.
Nope. Dog toy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's cheese. It's not my column. I don't chew on the column.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm stressed out, but I don't like chew on other things to like keep from grinding my teeth. Yeah. So okay, I don't remember what we were talking about. Heavy assault weapons. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, heavy assault weapon. I mean, along they're all kind of factored into our balance for our classes right now, but we're waiting on the final art form to get finished and the animations and stuff to get done for them.
Why are you watching two guys get showered?
Okay, cool.
It's just the North American Star League finals I have underneath here. I have it muted, but
This totally makes what?
I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of a strange little skit they're doing right now.
I actually skipped a question there. Whoops. This is Jen reminded me, of course, because if not for her,
he's gone. He's done. I was sad. He's out.
So people want to hear more about the Infiltrator class. So we know a lot. We know a little bit about the Infiltrator class. It's different this time because it's primarily a sniper when it starts out. It has a temporary cloak. Do you guys have any plans of kind of making the more classic PlanetSide 1 cloaker available?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we've talked a bunch about how different classes have different roles. This is too distracting. These idiots dancing around a sprinkler. A bunch of StarCraft players dancing around in sprinklers on my screen. We do have plans on making it so that you have multiple different roles that you can play with each of our classes. Like the Max is a great example. If you throw 2 anti-vehicle weapons on him, he's very strong as an anti-vehicle character. If you throw 2 anti-airs, he's very strong as an anti-air. We want to make it so that if you want to, you can bring a pistol and a melee weapon, and that's it. And you can have like 100% cloak, a really good cloak that doesn't use energy, and you can keep it on all the time. And then the current cloak that we have right now is really a limited visibility cloak. It doesn't make you completely invisible. You can still see that character, but it works really good as like a strong camouflage. And the way that Josh will describe it, if he would ever come in here, is that it's almost like a ghillie suit. It helps you go from sniping spot to sniping spot, but it's not a true cloaking device. And that's the one that allows you, it's really limited in terms of the amount of time that you can use it for, and it allows you to basically just get a little bit of additional camo, but you can bring a sniper rifle with you at the same time. So it's just one of the specs.
Okay. Awesome. People will be happy to hear that.
I hope so.
Or they'll rage.
Now, don't skip that question because the next one's the one I wanted to hear about. Being an infiltrator. 15.
I just asked that.
The infiltrator class?
Yeah, I just asked that. I'm glad that I'm not.
I'm totally spaced out.
Awesome.
People are sending me PMs.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'll watch the stream later.
Now she knows how I feel.
The recording. People are sending me PMs.
No, that's fine. Yep, no, we just asked that. So we saw a screenshot that had the Spitfire certification. Is the AI Spitfire coming back?
We think so. We need to kind of throw it in there and see how it fits with balance and stuff. But one of the things that Josh really wants to do is add a lot more combat engineering stuff, so the engineer has some cooler, unique functionality. Right now, he's a really useful class, and he can do a lot of things that are really powerful. But he really is kind of stuck being close to the vehicles that he's using. Hi, Lanny. Or he's stuck being near his turret that he's placed. So we wanted to sort of allow him to be able to place those defensive units and then run around and repair stuff, similar to the way that a CE character could work in PlanetSide Live. So, yeah, there's a very strong possibility that the AI Spitfire turrets will be coming back.
Cool.
But like everything else, no guarantee, and we'll see in beta how it works.
Right. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to try and jump through these questions a little quicker. We'll see what happens. So the next question is kind of goes back to PlanetSide 1 a little bit too, and that's actually something that I have concern about as well after playing. Well, we have base SOIs similar to PlanetSide 1, so enemies can't drop so close to the base. Now, my main concern after playing is I can literally drop almost anywhere inside of the base on top of, anything. There's a delay on it, obviously, which is good, but you can drop pretty much anywhere in a max or anything like that. So do you guys have any plans on doing an area around the base SOI where you wouldn't be able to drop?
Yes. That's one of the things that I want to tie in really strongly into the influence system, but we do want to create sort of a exclusion zone around bases. And then the idea, if it's tied into the territory control system, and the influence system is the more influence you have on an area, the larger the SOI around the base that you have. That A, galaxies can't deploy in, and B, you can't place squad spawn beacons in. So you can't squad spawn within that area, and you can't place a deployable spawn point there. Okay. So that basically encourages people to actually do galaxy drops instead of trying to just fly in a galaxy and as a forward spawn point. So we'll see how that works out, and it's going to be very again,
cool.
Like a lot of stuff is going to be very much based on how things roll in beta.
Sure. No, I think a lot of people will be happy to hear that because that's definitely one of my concerns. And you can steer the drop pod a little bit.
I'll
So,
like, it's the only person who doesn't have any work to do, so he ends up sticking around.
oh, look at him! You hurt his feelings.
Taking a nap. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Clegg sleeping in the background during the Xenoverse. All right. So other FPS games have made it very difficult to deal with jets. How will aircraft flares be handled in PlanetSide 2? Will the ability have a cooldown or a finite resource? This is flares.
Well, right now it has a cooldown. Right now it has a fairly long cooldown before you can use flares again. Flares are also something that you equip, that you're giving up something else. So, like, for instance, you might be giving up an ejection seat that makes it so you don't take fall damage when you get out of your vehicle if you bring flares along with you, because it's one of your defensive slots. But what we're probably going to do, and this is something we've talked a lot about, but we haven't implemented yet, is make it so that flares actually have an ammo count. So you have maybe 25 flares that you have with you. And each time you use a flare, it's a percentage chance of dodging a missile, of like actually making the missile miss you. So you actually are kind of better off spamming your flares and using them, but then you have a certain amount of ammo for the flares, and once they run out, now you're screwed, rather than it just being a timer.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like a broken record at this point, I'm sure, but it's like something that, again, is going to be based on testing and getting feedback from players about how it works.
For sure.
And I'm pretty sure you did touch on this before, but they keep asking. You are going to have the option to control joysticks while flying.
Yes. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
It was spammed by one person multiple times, and yes, there's the joystick.
I've got the foot pedals underneath here. They're covered in dog hair right now, but I also have like a little throttle thing.
Nice.
So we've got this whole setup that we've tested the game with, and you know, there's some enhancements that we have to make it work a little bit better. And right now, I feel way more comfortable using the mouse and keyboard to fly. But a lot of people who are like super stoked on just using a joystick to fly, it's there.
Yeah, I myself, I'm more comfortable with the mouse and keyboard too, for sure.
Yeah, some people are, and we've designed the controls to be able. We can't design the controls for anything to basically require you to have some sort of non-standard peripheral. So we've definitely designed the controls to be as friendly as possible when using mouse and keyboard. And then we also want to have all the functionality supported so that you can use more analog controllers in addition to it.
Okay. Awesome. So I was just going to... Jen has this next series of questions, but we'll just go through those and then...
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
And then we'll call it a night, just simply because we're running pretty long. I want to give the community guys some chances to get on. So if that's
934.
If that's cool with you, you can answer them all if you want to stay around. It's up to you. But I figured I'd end a little early. The last few that we have, just so the community knows, they're mostly
subscription.
They're not specifically related to gameplay stuff. So, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jen. She's going to ask the subscription related questions here.
Okay, the first one. There has been discussions on charging for the creation of outfits or to up player counts in outfits. Is this something you are working on?
No.
Okay, that was an easy question.
Yeah, outfits are going to be able to kind of have a progression within it, but it's not going to be bound to cash.
Okay. Next one is, do you have plans for starter packs, i.e. activation early and get a bonus XP, etc.?
We don't really have plans for it, but we've seen a lot of other games that are sort of doing that, and it seems like something that the gaming communities really like, so it's something I think we will leave the door open to doing.
Okay. Do you have plans to allow gifting with Station Cash?
Currently, we do not.
Boo, I want to give Hamma Station Cash for Christmas.
You can. You got to get these things. Have you seen these? You can get them at the store. I've got a bunch of them here. There's like, these ones are Free Realms ones, but these are like these POSA cards. And when we launch PlanetSide 2, we'll have these things out in Walmart, 7-Eleven, and, whatever other stores, GameStops and stuff. So you can get these little cards, and they make excellent stocking stuffers. You put it right in the stocking, and now you can get
Yeah, but I don't want to go to the store. I just want to buy them online.
Well, maybe you can get them on Amazon or something. I don't know.
And then I can use Hamma's credit card.
Whoa.
What a wonderful gift. The gift of spending your own money.
Exactly. All right, the last Station Cash related question is, some recent games have used rental systems with their microtransactions. Are there any plans for this in PlanetSide 2?
rental systems are something that we've talked a lot about, but we don't have a solid plan for exactly how we'll do it. One thing that we've sort of discussed as being a possibility is maybe having different types of weapons be available. Weapons that are on the store be available like periodically, so you could access this weapon this week and then the next weapon the next week. We've talked a little bit about doing stuff like that, but we don't have like a really a solid direction of how exactly we're going to do that kind of functionality. So right now the plan is to have our weapons be unlocked largely via gameplay resources, so you just can go and earn Auraxium for capturing biolabs and tech facilities and stuff, and then you can use that to unlock the weapons permanently, rather than having them be a rental. And one of the big pieces behind that is all of our weapons have a certification tree. So if you unlock a weapon and you only get it for a week, but you spend certification points on it, it kind of sucks to not be able to access that thing a little bit later. You're spending your own personal time in progressing that, so it doesn't work as well for us to have there be a rental associated with it.
Maybe we can rent Higby's hair.
Oh, no.
As an option.
No, no.
You can't rent my hair.
That'd be awesome.
Did you leave it on the floor in the barber shop, or did you take it with
They
you?
swept it right up, man. I think it's a
man.
biohazard. I don't think you can like take that stuff out of there.
I thought Pierre would snag it up, start selling it on eBay.
Yeah, right? Just start selling it, the individual strands.
Yeah, I don't
No?
Could fund your new car.
Yeah.
There's something weird about hair. Hair has like the amazing property of kind of, it goes from being like something really nice, like you're snuggling with somebody and you're like, oh, it's nice, and then as soon as you find that hair like in the sink or something, it's like, ugh, what is this? This is disgusting.
What is that? Whose is this?
Yeah, it's like it suddenly becomes a corpse. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, oh, it's a corpse. Ooh.
It's on your head.
Yeah.
You liked it, and then they cut it off, and you're like, ugh.
Right? Yeah. Get this away from me. Sweep that right in the
This is
garbage.
disgusting.
I don't even have any idea what we're talking about. To be honest.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and we'll just ask a couple more, and then we'll call it a night here, and we'll switch over to the community portion of the show.
That's good.
Let you guys get back to work.
Yeah, one that was mentioned, one that comes up quite... I'm sorry, what? I missed that.
I was just talking about the viewer numbers.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well,
Not 953, yay! We're watching the number, and when it goes up, we were like, yay! And then it went back down, and we're like, oh.
I'll give away a beta key at 1,000. Yay! Of course,
Yay.
nobody who's watching, if you're watching, then it doesn't matter. Like, people who aren't watching don't see that I just said that. But who knows? Maybe people will tune in. If we do hit 1,000, I'll give away a beta key, and even if we don't, I'm going to give one away a little bit later.
How
in the
many
show,
are we
so.
giving away? One or two?
Just one in the show tonight, and then one in the recording that's going to come up tomorrow.
You have
Anyway.
a chance.
Just going to ask a couple more here. So, player name reservations for PlanetSide 1 players. Any additional information on that?
No additional information on that.
Okay, cool.
You guys want that? You guys like that idea?
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
do.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are definitely.
I know I
interested in
want
that.
to get Hamma's name, so I can. No.
Right.
All right, I'll make some calls.
Cool. Awesome.
Nobody can be Hamma, right, Hamma?
No, only Hamma can be Hamma.
Only Hamma
That's
can
right.
be Hamma.
I'm actually in the process of trying to get my Twitter name back to Hamma. We'll see what happens with that.
Hamma?
Yeah, somebody has it and they've never used it, and so I filed a petition. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll become Hamma soon.
You had to prove that you are Hamma.
Yeah, I had to fax a bunch of information to Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
I've been Hamma for years.
Yeah, damn it. I have my domain registration as of 2001 with my name on it. All right, so we'll ask the last one because it kind of relates to stuff that's been going on over the past couple weeks. So PlanetSide Day was kind of a huge success. A lot of viewers on the various broadcasts. A lot of people participated in it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the events, and what was your favorite moment from the various PlanetSide Day events?
I thought it was awesome. I thought one of the coolest things about it was that it was a completely community-driven event. You guys and Noble and Mordo, I think, really came together to create a really cool event. We did basically nothing except for show up and help as many people who wanted to be able to participate come participate, and you guys were the ones who made it an amazing event. And that's awesome. And honestly, at this point, that's your game. PlanetSide is your. I'm going to say something really cheesy right now. It's your universe. It really is. It's
You need to get the dares in here.
It completely is, and I thought that was a really cool thing that you guys managed to get that happening and get everybody to come on and participate, and you ran all those events really well, and I don't know, I was really impressed, and I loved it. I was watching a lot of different streams leading up to it, for the weeks kind of leading up to it, and within it, and it was great. I think it couldn't have gone better. So I was really happy that you guys did it.
I love the videos that came out of it. All of like the PlanetSide one, just like retrospective.
Yeah.
Of all of like different planets and then the different battles.
Totally. Yeah.
And then all of those videos that came out of it.
Yeah, the Azure Twilight like announcement video that they made was really cool.
That was pretty good. And
yeah. No, I think
they were all really good.
I think all of it was really spectacular, and
I'm
I
curious.
think a lot of people got to come on and sort of. I don't think of it as a saying goodbye to PlanetSide event either, because we don't have any plans on turning PlanetSide off. People who want to continue to play PlanetSide 1 and enjoy PlanetSide 1 are going to be able to do it. But I thought it was a really cool way to kind of familiarize people with the game and get people who hadn't played in a long time, or maybe played like a really, really long time ago, to be able to get back in and experience those massive battles again. I was in a lot of those fights doing more team killing than actually being used.
Nice.
But I had so much fun getting to play, and it was really cool to be able to see that game kind of reach its full potential again, having the kind of player loads on it.
It was pretty awesome. I got a little emotional walking around there, I gotta say.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was
I
an
can
awesome
only
event.
imagine all the people that worked hard on PlanetSide 1 looking back.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know that Dave Georgeson from the original was kind of watching some of the stuff too. He was emailing me, so I know he enjoyed it as well. It was a really cool event. We're actually Noble, one of the main guys who organized it, is going to be on our community portion here coming up in a few minutes. So
I like Noble, even though he's a despicable, disgusting Barney.
There's something we can agree on there. Huh?
Yeah.
I personally want to know how
he's going to be on the show by himself. He's not going to have like.
Nope.
How's he going to even be able to... What's he going to do? I mean...
Yep, nope, just him. None of his... Although, is Basti in his outfit? I can't remember.
No, Basti's in Banu Corp.
Okay, that's right. I should know that by now. Sorry, Basti. I'm always throwing him under the bus. All right. Well, unless you've got anything else, we'll go ahead and let you get going. And thank you for participating.
I'm gonna go play Alpha Beta.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hold on, let me refresh my...
Well, yeah, we really appreciate you coming on and answering those questions, taking time out of your day.
For sure.
I know you're busy.
Definitely, and thank...
I'm not that busy. These guys are busy. Everybody else is busy.
I'm still waiting on an answer, Clegg.
Yeah, the hair, right?
Give in to peer pressure.
But definitely, thanks for coming on again, and thank everybody who came on in the background as well to come in and kind of answer some questions. And you guys had some cool sessions there where you talked some stuff out. That was cool to be a part of.
Is it up?
I might have had a kill or two.
Haha, you might have had a kill or two.
Nice.
Cheers.
Nice.
Cheers. Congratulations. All right, well.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely, and we'll catch you next time. I'm sure there'll be a next time, and look forward to it. And again, thanks for coming on, answering some pretty good questions. We got some good answers.
And good luck in the days ahead.
Yes, and good luck for sure. Good luck to all of you.
Keep Clegg away from the servers.
What's he doing?
Keep in mind, as you move towards PlanetSide 2, that NC is the best. Everybody else sucks. Keep in mind, everybody out there watching.
Can we cut him off?
See, I'm the TR. I could just go ahead and just censor that out, and we would just be done with it.
Sure has one of these on his shoulder pads. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right.
You guys have a good night. Thanks for coming on again.
Right on.
Bye-bye.